All right, so now that you've made your loop with a switch inside of it, let's explore using switches a little bit more. Let's see if we can get our robot to read some colors. So here's our switch inside of the loop. This loop is just so that it's going to keep doing this forever. Our switch is set to the reading the light, reflected light intensity like before. Let's switch that so that it's using the color sensor, but this time it's going to just measure what is the color. And I want you to notice what changes here when I do that. It's gone from just having a checkbox to having other conditions here, and I could even add additional ones. If I come to this little plus and add another case, I've got multiple things here, so I can change each one of these individually. So if it reads it and it sees this, it's going to do one thing. If it sees this, it's going to do another thing, etc. So now we can come in here and have it look for something specific, like a specific color. Let's have ours look for blue, for example, and when it does blue, it's going to do something specific. When it does black, it's going to do something specific. And then let's make this one be when it doesn't see either of those colors, no color, it's going to do another thing. So if it doesn't see either of those colors, we want it just to drive forward. So let's put a just drive block in there, just turn the motors on. So as long as it's not seeing blue, it's not seeing black, it's just going to keep driving. Now this other little black dot is kind of the default case. I mean, that's what it does most of the time if it doesn't see anything else. So we don't want it to be there. We're going to move it down to there, make that one be our default case. So that's what it's going to do most of the time. If it sees the black, we want it just like before. We want it to stop and turn around. So I'm going to put my stop block in there, say stop. And then I'm going to put another block in there to make it do the turnaround. Got to get it in just the right spot. So there's my -30 and my +30 simple turn. And I'm just going to say one rotation, or I think it's generally like 1.5 seems to do it. Again, you could get fancier, put your gyro sensor in there. And then if it sees blue, so if it comes along and sees the light sensor sees blue, we want it to do something like, let's have it say blue. So let's put a sound. We've learned how to do that. We're going to put a sound block in there. Whoops. There we go. And we need to go to play a file. So we need to select our file. And in our files, we have colors, and there's blue. So it's going to say blue anytime it is on a blue one. Now, if it sees blue and it says blue, it's just going to get stuck there because it stopped driving. Our driving is down here. So we are going to need to put another drive block in there so that it keeps driving until it's off of the blue, and then it will do something else. So let's put a drive block in right after that and just turn those motors on again. So it's kind of the same as this. So this should be a program that will drive around the field and see a color, blue, and say it, and if it doesn't see anything, it'll just keep driving. If it does see a black line, it'll stop and turn around. Let's see how that program works. Play with that a little bit, and you can see from what we've done here, you could expand on this idea and add additional cases. Right here, the little plus, that would get you to do another case down here. Pick a different color, and you could actually get your robot to read all the different cases, couldn't you? So play around with switches inside of loops, reading colors, and see what you can come up with.